Let me introduce you to her. She is an international psychic medium. She is an international best-selling author. She has done over 1,000 sessions of mediumship in her career. The topic that she is going to share with us today is if you have ever wondered if people on the other side can still see you, then stick around. She's going to share with us a bit about that. The thing that you may not know about her, and we've kind of gone back and forth, maybe we'll say both, maybe she'll share. She likes some pretty, intense movies. She's all about intense movies, but she also loves sharks and has swam with sharks. And the kicker to it is that there was no cage. No cage. Sonya's like, no cage. All right. The music she's listening to right now and loves is Bruno Mars, Talking to the Moon. Everybody is going to receive a complimentary meditation that walks you through the traditional version of the Ho'oponopono. And it is so incredible. And if you think you know Ho'oponopono, you do not know Ho'oponopono, maybe the way that she knows Ho'oponopono, and it is clearing out the stories of your soul that get and lets the light in. The gift for somebody is a gift of a private stand up, speak up, show up, beautiful session and book. And what a value that is today. So my friend, welcome to the stage.
Aloha, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, she is in Hawaii, in case. She is in Hawaii. Oh my goodness.
Yes, very happy to be here and with you and everybody. This beautiful gathering of a bouquet of flowers of people.
That's so beautiful.
Yes.
So I think you get this question often because this is your career and you've done over 1,000 clients. So this was, how did this become part of your life? What was that?
Yes, I think it's a gradual, natural development because it was always part of my life. Since I was very young, so 1982, I started regular meditation. And involuntarily astral traveling, being pulled out of my body since I was very small, seeing things, hearing things in advance. So it was a gradual development, but then to really hone into what was going on, I became more and more interested in really studying. So for 6 years, I was apprenticed in Japan under a very strict traditional Japanese masters in ancient Japanese medicine or healing. So for 6 years, it was 7 days a week in living and practicing, learning, and running a dojo. And that practice used the subconscious mind to understand somebody's health and well-being and how to heal. So I was already like really, naturally tuned into the unseen. And then through everything I was guided in my life was through visions or dreams or voices, like a crazy person. I just followed what I heard and saw and, but it always took me to the right places. So after that, I was told to, in my visions, that I had to seek meditation school, a spiritual school. So from Japan, I then started studying in India for maybe 8 intense years, running a meditation center and so forth.
Wow.
And then moved on to more intense learning and practices of Hawaiian spirituality with the Hawaiian elders. And so that's kind of the background, the Japan, India, and Hawaii. And everything happened through visions. And then I ended up in a life crisis where I lost my best friend, my soul sister, my colleague, my teacher, a Hawaiian elder. She passed in a traffic accident all of a sudden, and I tumbled into some crisis. And during meditation, again, I was told you have to go see a psychic because I tried everything to get out of this loss. And so I went to see a psychic who told me, but you are a psychic yourself. you have to use this to help others. That's why you cannot feel like you're getting back on track. So from there, I got the shape and form. I never really thought about it like in that way, like crystallized, this is a practice that I can do right now. So it really helped me shape the concept and what it's called. Yeah.
I know.
In brief, yeah.
In brief, yeah. Well, I mean, we've had great conversation, which has not been in brief. And it was so much a part of you that you didn't realize until you realized. And I think that's the story of many people. When you were younger, you thought everybody had that ability. Like you thought that was part of being, that's the human experience, was to be able to see things and hear things. And we're all walking around going, building our lives on visions and conversations with the other side and what have you. But that must have been quite the piece of information when that came to you, that was not the case.
Yeah, it was quite confusing, I would say, because why could I hear their thoughts and what they were doing and they couldn't hear mine?
Right.
So it's like some kind of, very confusing. And I thought everybody, traveled out their body every night and saw things. And then I discovered, oh no, it's not the case. And so it was confusing for many years, and but a beautiful thing when you discovered, like, yes, everybody has some kind of sense of, intuitive abilities. And so I took that upon me that if everybody has that, and it really has helped me to get to better places in life, I really want to help others to see that in themselves. Yeah.
Oh. Well, we're so glad, and we're so glad you're here today. I'm so glad to get to spend time with you. What are some of the things now? I don't want to assume that everyone who's listening to us today, and again, thank you from where you're listening to us from, has ever been to a psychic. I remember I had a very similar conversation and someone was like, let's go. And I'm like, And so not everybody knows the difference between a psychic or a medium or an intuitive, or many of us have intuitive skills. We had that conversation here yesterday as well about people reaching in and using their intuition. What are some of the things that people come to you for?
Yeah. It's really anything and everything. Anything from they lost a child that they want to connect to and know that they are okay on the other side and want to talk to them, maybe hug them again. Or a pet. I've had any pet from cats and dogs, of course, but eagles and turtles and cows to come through in readings. And otherwise it's, you need healing with somebody who maybe did not do you right whilst they were here, and now it's time to finally heal what happened. So that also is many cases. And of course, life advice, like I'm moving, but I don't know where I'm moving and I'm getting kicked out. What shall I do? Or I don't know my capacities and blah, blah, blah. But also missing people. I've had someone goes missing and they don't know, shall I go to the police yet? Or that's also common. But I feel like each and everybody that comes are equally important. And I always try to bring a sense of like soul love to each one. So no matter what they're going through, it's equally important for me to feel that sense of love in the connection, and that they know that their connection, their soul has the capacity to connect to their beloveds on the other side. And yeah, love for life.
Well, I was going to ask you that, and maybe you just answered that question, because we talked about people want to know a lot about, like, are they okay? I'm sure that must be the first thing out of people's mouths, if not the second. Hi, I'm Deb Drummond. Are they okay? And can you talk a little bit? I know that you call it the soul connection, right?
Yeah.
You want people to know about that.
Yeah. No, I've seen both for myself and my family and my close friends and those that come as clients that um, those that has crossed over really do see us. And I find that sometimes they just need to come to speak through me or any medium. And I've seen over and over that they are telling things that was necessary to know, but are also after that connection able to kind of take over, to move things, to move people, to move events, to protect that person, like give information that suddenly comes out of nowhere, change situations that totally was unpredicted to the better for this person, to protect them, like bad boyfriends. I've had someone who was so in love and her dad came through and like really did not like this guy, but she's like, yeah, he never liked anybody. But then after the session, this boyfriend accidentally pocket calls her and she hears how he's dating somebody else. This is a real thing that happened. And I truly believe that that it is like was her dad in spirit that made that call happen so that she would know that he was like a fool. She was about to give everything to him. She was actually a very wealthy lady and he was out for her money. So they do see us, they do love us, they do protect us, but sometimes it needs a little nudge for us to listen and sense them, and then they can come through and help us. Yeah.
Wow. I see a lot of heads nodding. I mean, wow. Um, what else did you want to share with us about this experience? What else can you share with us about maybe what it's been like for you, or if someone has a sense of, or if there's been, something where there's been, you want to share about a client that you've had an experience with. I think we all breathe like a yay, way to go, Dad, on the last story. But what else would you like to share about your work?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yes, I
There's
know.
so much I want to share.
We have a few minutes, so if
Yeah, I know.
there's anything else that you want to share that you know, I
I
want to.
think in essence, maybe three things: that we all are souls housed in this temporary body, and that everybody would benefit to really get a deeper, closer sense of what that means, because that soul that you are is really a true being of love and wisdom, and that sometimes our human mind, I speak from experience, when I try to plan too much and try to strategize my life, then nothing went wrong. That's for me. Other people have a brain that can do that. I don't have that brain. So sometimes to listening to our intuition and know that the wisdom of the soul knows more than our human brain, then we can end up in remarkable situations and meet the people we never would have dreamed we would have met. So I'd really like to encourage that, because there is like, what would I call it? A force or source out there. Some people call it the universe, or that really are loving us unconditionally, beyond measure. And if we allow that beautiful light and force to enter our awareness and our feeling and guide us beyond our intellect, beyond what we can see, life can turn into a real magical, beautiful, ever-loving place. And I feel like we all need that. We all tried and did all kind of things. Was it Karen Gosling that was talking about the divorce and everything? And there's difficult relationships, but no matter what happens, if we can be in that all loving state of being that is all around us, within us, then whatever happens, we can take it without being stressed out or broken down. Or there's always a hope in the heart, a love in the heart that solves our situations and difficulties and melts them. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, we're hearing so much over these last 2 days about really tools for life. I know that this summit and our summits are filled with powerful self-funding by nature women, or women searching in personal development at different stages of life, at different stages of business and what have you. And I love just the importance of it all. You listen to someone like Emily talk about protecting your website, right? And you get filled with joy. Honestly, you get filled with joy. Doesn't it give you a sense of relief? And then you listen to someone like Ferial talking about the resolve that can happen and new positions that are being created to help. And then you listen to you talking about the soul and tapping into that, and that it is such a beautiful tool to be creating a beautiful life, right? And that look, there's many people, myself included, that use services of mind, of what you're talking about, to help me in my life and therefore in my business, or in my business that therefore helps me in my life. I think the word that comes to me is very integrated. We very much integrated and understood that what happens outside, if you want to say the office doors, happens on the inside of the office as well. And just taking care of ourselves and tapping into a knowledge. And if that's not your thing, it's nice to know that there's people that can do that for you, right? You talked about it, like, I'm sure that, you know, you had no desire to go make security around someone's website. You know, that's not your thing, right? Your thing might be, you know, having a session about, you know, what direction to go in, or what dates, or what have you. But it's so beautiful. I just feel like everything's very integrated in conversation today. Wow. Is there anything else that you want to say before we send you some love and give you some love? And we know you're going to be putting an invitation for a chat with you in the chat. Is there anything else you want to wrap up with before we do your gift?
To maybe work on and trust on your intuition, so that you are guided to beautiful places in life and people and situations, and to trust and feel that love in your soul that fulfills everything that you do. And in Hawaii, it's called the aloha, which is the you know, unlimited love that exists in all of us. Yeah.
All right. I think we all feel like we want to go to Hawaii now. Before I go into your gift, my beautiful co-host, Kathy, I'm going to give you the mic and just share your thoughts on what we're having a conversation with.
This was so heartfelt, and I'm feeling it right now in my heart, or wherever my soul is in my body, or where, but it is. But the things that really stood out to me is that how you think and treat everybody just as important as everybody else, and you treat them all with love. And I think that applies to everything we do. And especially as entrepreneurs, being driven by our values and our passions, I think that is key to what brings us the joy in doing the work we do. The other one is, well, there were a lot, but the other one that really stood out was really the whole message you're giving us about trusting our intuition. Because I think so many times, I know I am one of those logic brain people. So many times I have this battle going on between my intuition and my brain. And so I'm going to really honor trusting my intuition more. So thank you for giving us that message and that permission.
Wonderful. Well,
it's
a very female thing to do as well. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so someone is going to win, and I'm going to ask you a question. I know we've all been drawn in. Your voice is so melodic, right? I feel like we just had a meditation. So I feel like that. So I'm going to ask you something really easy. This is really easy. It was something that's going to make you jump back up there. Now, she had a client, and that client was dedicated to thinking that the partner she had in her life was a good decision. But Kazemaru feels it was someone else that inspired her phone call to change that decision? Who does she think really called her client that day? Please put that and your email in the chat, and someone is going to win a beautiful session. And once again, let's do some hearts and some loves. I know everyone is